about as big as I can make it, but it works because the chat's on the screen. This is why Restream's a little different, but it's simple. So, and then we just got to give it a minute, and then I don't know if you guys can see if it's the same screen, but at the top it'll tell you how many viewers we got. Why is it showing me this demo chat? What the fuck? All right, there we go. That was weird. Oh.
I keep hearing.
Just told me. Huh?
I keep hearing beeping.
Say it again?
Okay, never mind. I got it.
No.
This motherfucker has lost his mind.
Who does? Damn. I wonder if did it go to YouTube? Sometimes it does weird shit. 2 seconds. No, it says we're live on YouTube.
Hey.
Oh, there we go. There it is. Hello, everybody. Bet you everybody's confused as fuck. Welcome to the confusion. So, look, there was 2 white people and a black guy walking to a stream. I can't see you guys. You guys are all tiny. Yeah. Problem solved.
Why do I get the big?
It's for the best.
It picks you. I don't know. Here, let's see if I can switch it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yay.
King Trev gets the big.
Well, he's hosting.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
This is for the ancestors.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I guess everybody's wondering like what the fuck is going on. This lovely woman up here is Maria.
Hi.
Do you want to explain a little bit about yourself?
Oh, I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I got connected with Triv and Brad when all of the Operation Metro Surge stuff was happening up here. And I should say it still is happening. They're still very actively here. We just are facing really, really strong suppression of all of our content asking for help. So, hi, Wisconsin.
All right. What, you still going?
Yeah.
No, you're good. Keep going. You're good. You want to tell them what you do?
I just was going to say I am a mental health therapist and social worker that works up here in the cities with adult clients and a bunch of stuff. So I make Brad and Trev talk about their feelings sometimes too. Mm-hmm.
She does. She's very good at it too.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, a lot of people on the stream already know who you are, but would you like to just tell them?
I actually am from Minneapolis too. I live in St. Paul temporarily, and I temporarily live with Triv here around New York. And
he's putting me out. That's why he said temporary.
I am, yeah. Depends on how well this does. Just kidding. I live in Minnesota temporarily, but we got connected through the same type of work when ICE insurgency started. I didn't even know what the hell. It's real funny because I actually started this work, and I'm able to do the work because I got hit by a bus, and I got a huge settlement, and I sort of wanted to help people. And then right when I got the settlement, you can look at this up on the news. It's actually on Fox 9 in the Twin Cities. The insurgency started, and then Triv was like at the protest, and I was already protesting, and I was like, "What the hell? I've seen him on TikTok or whatever." And then I kind of got connected through that.
Brad's been a little modest. So what ended up happening, Brad didn't know at all who the fuck I was. All right. He's being very modest about this. He didn't know who the fuck I was. I didn't know who the fuck he was. I had made a video when we were in DC with Endemic. It was me, Endemic, and a piece of shit. It doesn't matter which piece of shit. And anyways, and we were, I think I told everybody like, well, shit, you guys want me to do on the ground journalism and report what's actually going on. And I think this is the perfect time for me to attempt that without a degree. And I said this in the video. I was like, hey, I don't have a degree. I'm just going to go there and document what's going on. And then day one, when we got to Minneapolis, it was a shit show. There was no organization at Whipple. People didn't know what they were doing. There was an organization that was there that was grassroots. They had just started off the ground. And they were only there really essentially to just aid the immigrants who were being released from ICE detention. Everybody else who was just showing up was showing off of a whim. Like, hey, I'm going there to protest. So when we got there was a lot of younger people with no medical training. There was people getting maced, tear gas, stuff like that. And then videos eventually reached Brad. And that's when Brad saw that I had a GoFundMe link, and I was donating a lot of money that was donated to a lot of people around the area. I think I donated over like, it doesn't matter how much.
It
It
was a
doesn't matter.
lot.
It was a lot. And then somebody kept donating like $1,000, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then one day I realized Brad, like, I commented, and I was like, yo, is this you donating this money? He was like, yeah, man. I'm like, what? Man, you got to come over to the house for dinner.
Yeah.
So, and then he came over.
Yeah, and actually, he was staying like I think it was like 20-minute drive. So I was like, and he one night was like, you should just come and meet everyone here, and everyone there was doing the same type of work. And I was like, screw it, I'm going. And then here we are. Well, that led to other things though, because it actually led to us doing work in Ohio, and which is another random expedition I feel like for me, because I drove my truck down there and followed Triv.
You did
Yeah,
too.
I did. Yeah.
I don't know if I realized that.
And then we started doing work down there, and ended up here in New York. Actually, we were doing this. We came to New York originally on vacation. We wanted to take a vacation, and then Triv was randomly like, "Why don't we just keep doing this shit, except do it here?"
It really wasn't random. Okay,
Because it wasn't vacation.
Well, we were on vacation. We were
supposed to be.
We were supposed to be on vacation, and then we ended up going to Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a little black kid. What was he, like 10?
Yeah, I mean, give or take. Yeah,
it was just me and Brad, and Demick had to run back home because he wasn't feeling well. Why? It does not matter. But he wasn't feeling well. And then we were just walking, and there was a kid, and he was like, hey, do you guys have a couple dollars for food? Mind you, there was a bunch of people around us. He stopped me. He was talking to me, but Brad was with me, and then, it was just like we were kind of partnered there. And then he was like, well, I was wondering if you guys have a couple dollars for food. I think, what did I have? Like $40 in my pocket?
30 or $40, I think. And
I gave him the 40.
Yeah.
And then that day kind of pissed me off a little bit. I was a little upset that night. I actually went to the hotel, and they didn't see me for the rest of the night. I just stayed in my room.
And I totally get that feeling. And it was sort of just like slapping us in the face that this work is necessary. Like, at least, I guess, just trying to help folks, especially kids that are, asking money for food. We kind of, I don't know. I feel like that was the moment where like we need to continue this work together.
Yeah, somebody in the YouTube chat just said it. I actually didn't know the reason why he was asking for food was because people in my TikTok, when I made a video about it, had informed me that he wasn't in school for the week in New York. And then a lot of those kids that don't go to school, and I even told Brad I was so upset. It took Brad like 40 minutes of a conversation with me because I was pissed. I'm like, dog, I want to go back and try to find this kid because like one thing I know about being in that specific situation, asking people for food as a child, is it's probably just one of a couple things that could possibly happen. Is like his parents could be like, we don't want handouts. We don't want to look like we're negligent parents. There's a lot of different things that, he probably just wasn't going to take. I would rather have gone grocery shopping for him. And then literally the next day I went off by myself and told Brad I was going to go clear my head. I was still pissed off. And there was a random homeless man. Well, let me correct that because he wasn't homeless. He just couldn't find a job. And him and his wife and his child had just moved from, I think he said Atlanta. And then he was just like, I just want a couple bucks so I can try to get some groceries in the house. And I ended up giving him $100. And that's when I realized, like, I just got to stay here. Like, I got to stay here, man. This is fucking wild. And I understand Mom Donnie's doing whatever he possibly can. But the only way we can fix the homeless crisis is if the rich get their heads out of their asses. But
and it was a big eye opener for me. I'm a white dude, and I come from Brainerd, Minnesota, which is predominantly white. It's very rare that you have anybody that doesn't look like me there that lives there. So I guess another thing that was really eye-opening, when we first came to New York,
keep going. I'm about to make a video to let people know we're on here. Good.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say when we first came to New York, I was looking for charitable organizations or mutual aid spots that I could just continue to do philanthropic type work where I could help people. And Manhattan is not necessarily needed when it comes to that. I found very few charities. I found
doesn't. Wow. In Manhattan, they don't need people there doing the work.
You have to go to the other boroughs. You have to go to other parts of New York in order to see the real New York. And I didn't know that. I have never been here other than just what I've heard and what I've seen on TV and stuff. I used to visit. I shouldn't say that. I used to visit with my ex-wife. Used to live in New Jersey, so I used to come here. But either way, it shows the vast wealth difference as far as who has and who has not.
Yep.
And you can see it from blocks away. I remember walking with Triv by Central Park one day, and it's like you can walk a couple blocks this way, and it's a completely different world over here than it is in Manhattan specifically. So that kind of shows like we have the ability to help, we just don't. So that's why we're here.
Anything you want to add to that, Maria? I feel like me and Brad been talking a lot. I don't want to.
We have.
Oh, why? Oh, I don't care. I'm just listening.
All right.
No, nothing major to add.
Well, if you guys see this E here, it kind of looks like the New York Times T. The reason why is because we're going to start a couple things. Well, the main thing is a podcast. This is kind of what's going on here. Even though Brad's in the same house as me, clearly Maria is not. But we want to make this a new thing. I know this is on my YouTube channel, but I will be hopefully sometime this week. Triv's been doing a lot this week, actually. Maria should be proud of me because I was not doing a lot before.
Why should I be proud of you, Trev?
Because when people try to tell me to do shit that I already said I didn't want to do, they piss me off, and I tell them to go fuck themselves, and I won't do nothing.
Okay, so I should be proud of you for doing stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
But
look.
To be clear, I was not the one telling you.
I know. I'm just
Hey, real quick. If I remember, it says the comment right here. If I remember right, wasn't there a storm that delayed him leaving, and that's why you guys were still there? That was part of it. That was
actually, yeah. We got stuck there an extra 2 days.
Yeah.
We had to pay a lot of money. I want to let everybody
Yes,
know
we did.
That vacation got expensive real fast. I looked at Brad. I said, Brad,
I don't even want to talk about that.
I said we should leave. He said, how? I said, you're right. Bro, the hotel just looking at us. I'm like, damn, we don't get a discount. Then the dude at the desk was like, look, I'll do you a favor.
Yeah.
I'll take $400 off of the $1,000.
He knew it so well already. In fact, we can still go there right now, and he'd probably recognize us.
Bro, I use that bathroom whenever I'm in Times Square. The little Jamaican lady who works in there, she'd be like, oh, yeah, nice to see you again.
Oh.
She's awesome.
We were like living there.
Yeah, we were. I was there forever.
At first, for us, it was free because we had somebody hook us up. But then the hookup went out.
I mean, we wanted to decompress after all the work in Ohio was the original intent, and then here we are. Now we live here.
Ohio pissed me off.
Yeah, totally.
I was gonna say chaos. Coffee
Somebody's buzzing on the door.
You have a really good
Yeah,
one.
he's got it.
Okay. My bad, y'all. All right. So, to just clarification, I just finished posting that video, so it took me a second. So what this is we're gonna call it the EndTimes Podcast. We're actually, Maria, you don't know this, so surprise. I'm gonna change the Instagram and TikTok name here in like a week to the EndTimes Media, where we can just post new stuff. It doesn't always have to be our faces. There's some examples that I already posted on Instagram. Yeah, the EndTime. I'm Majin. But this was actually the person who isn't here right now. Sissy came up with it, wherever she may be in the winds. But it's just simplistic. The New York Times does lie a lot. I'm not agreeing with Trump, but they do. A lot of news agencies, especially in America. So our goal here is open conversations, talks, kind of a community style thing going on. Hopefully we get the Substack rolling out, and we are also going to be doing like just random Instagram posts, stuff like that, without my face sometimes. So when you don't want to hear breaking fucking news and you just want to see it, I'll just post it on Instagram and TikTok. The Lego videos are also on TikTok, but just for clarifications, that means I will never be able to make the TikTok page a part of the Creator Fund, because the moment you post anything AI and it's longer than 5 seconds, they try to boot you out of the Creator Fund. I learned that the hard way. I have 3 strikes. I can no longer post any AI content on TikTok. So
and my original TikTok was banned, so I can certainly post whatever the hell I want still. And I only have one. Listen, if I get banned again, that's fine. I have no problem with getting banned, especially talking about this shit.
I mean, I've been banned once.
Trip can't get banned. Trip can't get banned.
I mean, my face is out there. Nobody could ever be me, man.
That's very true.
I'm like Chris Valenti with it. I was make another account and come right the fuck back like a bad dream.
We need your account though. Dude.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Let me get my money on the 15th first before I get banned. I remember there was a time I was in DC.
I think it'd be real harsh.
And I was at the veteran sit-in, right? And something had happened where somebody was like, "Are you ever worried about getting banned?" I said, "Well, shit, I got 3 more days till I get my money, so not really."
Dude, that's awesome.
But yeah, so the end times, I think we're gonna make it hopefully at some point a website. We're trying to counteract a lot of other media, multimedia, major media sites, including some minor, like it doesn't matter what they're called. When they have people who are of Zionist beliefs in their circle, I think there is other ways to report on things and just keep it very humane, right? Keep it human. Go ahead.
Nor diversity.
What's that?
Wait, you mean on the other ones?
A lot of
Oh,
a lot of the left smaller creators like
Yeah, we're very diverse over here.
try to be.
Equal opportunity. You know what I mean? But yeah, so this is the logo. So the Instagram page and the TikTok page that you guys all saw, if you saw me post it or repost it or whatever, and whatever that is going to be us. We are going to be trying to work towards something a little bit bigger here. The podcast will hopefully be every Sunday. We will just go live if everybody's free. If somebody's not free and somebody's not part of the party, there's still 3 other of us. Like Sissy's not here. I'm sure she'll be here next time. I think every Sunday is what we're going to do. We're just going to talk about current events. Currently, just this is improv, everybody. We're not ready. We're just here.
no. And a lot of this is going to be just going over stuff we've kind of already been over, like a lot of the news that's been progressing through the week. A lot of stories that are still prevalent, obviously. We're going to be talking about it on an individual level, and sort of, I guess, telling each other how we feel, right, Maria?
Well, yeah, that's you say that facetiously, Brad.
I know, I didn't mean.
No, I know. And something that I think is, well, something that I've been ruminating on quite a bit is how we're going to essentially engage in the mass amounts of trauma work we need to do as here in Minnesota as a state, but as a nation, and then obviously as a world, as we're seeing globally right now in terms of the trauma and atrocities we are enacting on people. And so, yeah, my hope is that we can also show you guys a little bit more of behind the curtain as well about who we are as humans, and we can model what it looks like to check in on how we're feeling about the really, really heavy news related content that continues to get rolled out every day. So,
yes. So you keep going. I was just pulling something up.
No, you're good.
And going off of that, here's some news.
I know. I was like, oh.
Actually, a perfect roll in. Actually.
Yeah. I don't know, Brad, did I miss anything?
No, you described it beautifully.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get this better in frame. Maybe I gotta zoom out a little bit. It's like weird. It's like off center.
You can find me on Instagram and Threads under Maria Trending.
Hold on, my bad.
And TikTok is Maria Trending as well. I think there are some numbers in my handle, but
here we go. This is better. All right. Well, with that being said, this is just something that occurred here. I just made a video on it maybe, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes ago before we went live. I don't know if anybody had heard about it. U.S. and Mexican officials assigned a cartel case killed in car accident. So I'll just look at you guys. I don't need to read this. I already read it. So 2 U.S. officials and 2 Mexican officials who were in Mexico combating cartel operations mysteriously died in a car accident. The U.S. spokesperson from the U.S. Embassy didn't give us too many details about the 2 U.S. officials who were killed, other than this tragedy is a solemn reminder of the risks faced by the Mexican and U.S. officials who are dedicated to protecting our communities. They didn't really, this is a short ass article by Reuters. It's literally just boom, 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 boom. So there's that.
They don't know any other information. That's pretty convenient.
They just said they crashed in the Mexican state of Chihuahua on Sunday, and then that the director of state investigations agency and an officer. So it was the Mexican officials, director of state of investigation agency, and an officer. State authorities said that they were on an operation to destroy clandestine laboratories in the municipality of Maleros. That's all they get. And they said there was no details immediately available about the U.S. officials, and this just happened this morning. Anything anybody wants to add there? Because the next thing is going to be pretty heavy. Actually, Maria, this is probably where you're going to want to kick into this one. Shit, wrong screen. Hold on.
Which one?
Why the fuck is it trying to not? Hold on. This shit's being stupid. Okay, there we go. Did you hear about what happened in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Yes. For those who have not or been busy or been at work, here we go. Let's just go to Al Jazeera. So 8 children were killed. Damn. Why is this? There we go. 8 children were killed in a Louisiana shooting. Gunman fatally shot by police. Louisiana community in shock as a domestic violence incident leaves 8 children dead and 2 others injured. So I read more into this because I thought it was just another school shooting, which is not me saying like that's a good reason. No, it started as a domestic issue and then trickled over into, I believe, a school, right? Or was it the house?
Admittedly, I didn't get to go into a ton of the details because I was doing sessions this morning. But yes, it started as a domestic.
It was in the 2 houses. So it was an incident that occurred in Shreveport.
Yeah.
Yep. This is rather an extensive crime scene spanning between 2 residences. Shreveport Police Corporal Chris Bolden told a press conference, adding that the 3rd resident was also part of the scene being combed by investigators. The victims ranged in ages from 1 to 14 years old. Some of the children inside were his descendants. So the gunman's children.
And some not his children, but still children.
Yep. 2 other people were struck by gunfire. See, and then I don't like how they worded this because it wasn't 2 other people. It was also 2 other children.
Mm-hmm.
So all 8 people who were shot were kids.
Also, the term descendants feels really weird.
Yeah, the wording on this article is kind of insane, but it's also Al Jazeera, so maybe,
Sure, that's a good point.
So, yeah. So that was the next thing that happened today.
I don't know how you can read this and like go about your normal day.
Brother,
this type of shit. I know this is what we do, and we read it all the time. And I guess this is more of a call to action to take care of ourselves because of how depressing and devastating and I guess mentally traumatizing this can be to read this type of shit, especially when it involves kids. And this isn't anything new. It's not anything new. That's the tragic part about the whole thing.
Yeah, this is just leaning into we need stricter gun laws in this country. I mean, I'm sure we've been screaming that forever, and I'm sure Americans who are gun enthusiasts are going to be like, oh, you're not going to take our guns. Well, the guns are harming children, and the gunmen are never being stopped by people who own them. It's a very rare occasion, actually. I believe there was a statistic taken a while ago that for every gun owner, only like 2% of gun owners ever actually stopped a crime with their gun. It's a low percentage. I just said 2%. It's a very low number.
I know, and their argument is to throw more guns into the school system and throw more guns into these like people that don't handle guns to solve the problem. And also, this says the kids range in age from 1 year to 14. I'm just, I don't know. It's hard for me to talk about that. This whole thing,
Well, because it makes you feel what?
It makes me feel angry and horrified, and honestly, just upset at myself that this is still happening. Almost like I feel like I don't know. I do this a lot. I blame myself a lot when I see the news because I feel like I'm not doing enough. I made a video about this actually. It's not true. I feel like I'm doing enough within my own sphere, but it's still happening. And I guess this is my own human conditioning. It's like, well, I am doing everything in my work to fucking counter what is happening, yet it's still happening. So what does that tell me about me and what I'm doing? Is it even effective? And again, that's more based on how I was conditioned, I feel like. But it still upsets me, especially seeing about kids. I don't know.
Well, being a father, situations like this have me at fear all the time. As Brad and Maria know, my kids do live in other states, but I do visit them all the time. My 2 oldest are in California, switch on and off. They live with me for a good amount of time. They live with their mom. We work out holidays and stuff like that, and we kind of make it work. She wants to stay in California. How she survives there, I have no idea. I cannot. I mean, New York is no better, but it's easier things are less expensive here in New York than they are in California. Groceries, gas,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So there's like cost splitting there. And being that all three of my children attend school very frequently, that's actually a big thing that I hammer into them. At least go to school. Like, I don't give a fuck what you do. Just finish school. Finish high school. I do give a fuck what you do. But like, then come talk to me about what you want to do in your future. You know what I mean? And I have the fear if they're in public schools, what could possibly happen. I actually went to school, I think it was like 2000, I think 9. We had to evacuate our school because there was a school shooting in our school district. I think 2 people died in that one. I think it was both faculty, but it just, goes to show that could happen to anybody. And God forbid something happens to my kids while I'm not near them. This is like it's just, it's heavy. It's a lot. And that's not even school though. This happened in a house. You know what I mean? And
so it sounds like the both of you are naming that you feel anger and fear, but also it makes you feel helpless.
Yes. Correct.
Well, you know what? I could be more transparent about mine. I feel more helpless in the situation because the people who were supposed to take care of this shit, like the Uvalde situation, all those pieces of shit officers, or even the Vegas shooting that we don't talk about enough anywhere, one of the worst shootings in American history, took place in Las Vegas, and they just swept it under the rug, tore down the Mandalay Bay, and they just wrote it off like it was nothing. And these people who are these officers of the law who were supposed to be defending the community, when real shit starts hitting the fan, they seem to show their hand every single time. But when it comes to an unarmed, hey, black man, hey, let's get aggressive as fuck. There was just a video that Mom Downey condemned the other day somewhere in New York of 3 officers brutalizing a man to the point where the mayor of New York said that these officers violated every single piece of I don't feel comfortable enough to know if there's a school shooter that I shouldn't just run on campus and deal with the shit myself if I can.
I would.
Because the cops are telling me to stand there for fucking 3 hours?
And they'll block people that want to help, and then they won't go in to do the thing that they're trained to do. That's what happened. I can't remember what school it was, but they literally wouldn't go into the building. They wouldn't let anybody go in for an hour.
It was Uvalde.
Oh, was that Uvalde? Okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't let them go.
Yeah,
there was another one that happened too, but their reaction time was a lot quicker. I think
Uvalde they waited outside for a very long time.
That's probably what I was referring to. Either way, it's like what wouldn't compel a parent to do that? And I'm not a parent, so I'm only speaking from an outside perspective. But I can only imagine even sending your kids off to school in general without all of this fear of what's happening. It's like you have to give away your responsibility temporarily to people that you don't know necessarily already. And now you're putting them in a situation with all this happening. That just adds so much fucking stress, I'm sure, to parents' heads. I don't know. You can speak more to it, I'm sure, Joe.
No, well, what this speaks to me is like now it's not even just schools. First, we all had this irrational fear of movie theaters, right? Because of what happened in Aurora, Colorado. Then I was a kid. First, after the Aurora shooting, I used to go into movie theaters after that, and like, okay, so if somebody starts shooting, I'm gonna lay underneath these fucking movie theater seats and pretend I'm dead. I used to think that as a kid, and you don't realize how fucked that is.
Yeah, you train yourself almost. You have to go through scenarios in your head. I did that in school,
Which, if we think about it from a survival mechanism, right, that's our way of actually keeping us safer because we're planning that when we're not in that state of distress and or that state of our stressor response, that fight, flight, freeze, fawn going off because we need to survive.
Yeah.
It allows us to already have thought through what we're going to do if and when it happens.
I hate to say this too, in the way I'm about to say it, because it's not a good thing, but because I lived through so many traumatic events as a child, I am honestly trained now enough. Fuck the military. They didn't do shit for me. But I've trained myself from living through a lot of traumatic events from the time I was 8 and shit I've seen, which I've never really openly talked about in social settings, that when I'm pretty good under pressure.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Most even highly traumatized are.
Exactly. So even when we were in Minneapolis and people were getting maced that first night and ICE agents are pointing guns sideways at us and everybody's not knowing what to do and there's fucking 15 people scattered throughout in the 12 at night, scattered throughout the streets of Minneapolis or wherever, I think that's Minneapolis, trying to get mace out of their eyes with water when it's negative 10 degrees outside.
At the Whipple building.
Yeah, everybody was panicking, and like first thing I did was on live, I locked in, handed my phone to some random person, and said, "Hold this," and then I had to start yelling, "Who has saline?"
Yep.
Then they're like, then 20 minutes in, this dude that we're finally helping goes, "I have contacts, and the shit's not helping." I'm like, "Well, brother, you
Take
have."
them out.
He was like, "Well, I need somebody to grab him." I said, "Well, I've been touching your face, so now I'm going to yell for somebody with clean hands." Who's been outside all day long to yank these contacts out of this guy's eye. And I realized at that moment, like under pressure, I'm pretty good. You know what I mean? Like I've dealt with, and what that comes from is just the trauma of being from San Diego and having to deal with the police all the time, and dealing with. We've had protests. We've been protesting since I was 15 years old. Me and my buddy Dallas were just talking about that. We used to go to anti-Trump protests when we were 17 years old, playing "Fuck Donald Trump" on a boombox. I swear to God, in a pickup truck that my granddad gave me. I shit you not. Dog was riding around downtown San Diego by where they host Comic-Con. Donald Trump came down there, his first administration, and I was playing "Fuck Donald Trump" because YG had just dropped that banger. We've been doing this shit for a while, guys. Californians know how to get down when it comes to it. They're still protesting in LA right now. So maybe it just I've experienced a lot of life for 28 years old to know enough to.
And I it's funny you say we've been talking about this for a while. I just had a conversation with my mother, and she's like, Brad, you've been saying all the things that you're saying are going to happen for a long time. I'm like, I've been screaming this shit for fucking ever. And it finally comes, and people are actually affected in their lives, and their comfortability gets thrown off. So now people actually care, which is good. I'm not saying it's not a bad thing. I mean, this is what it takes for people to care, but I feel like I've been screaming this shit forever too, man. Even before any of this, way before, when I was like screaming when Bernie Sanders, like well before Bernie Sanders ran for president, and like I don't know. I think in 2012 is when I first started to become a little more politically active.
Well, my first protest, actually, it's a live that was on Facebook, and that live on Facebook at the time, this is when I was like in between my Vine era and being in the streets. I was live, and I think I had like 3,000 people on Facebook, and I was streaming a protest for a gentleman by the name of Alfred Olongo, who was an African man who lived in El Cajon, California, who was autistic, extremely autistic. And the officers, his mother called for help because he was freaking the fuck out. And he's so large that she couldn't deal with him. So she called 911, like, I just need you guys to calm my son down. She said this on the 911 call. I need you guys to calm him down, just show up. I just can't do it. I need men. I can't deal with this. So he was in a parking lot. I think of it like a little grocery store area. And when the cops showed up, they immediately got aggressive with him and then shot him. So that was like my first experience with protesting. And then that same night, we were walking around the streets. If people don't know this, California is relatively racist as fuck. There's still Klan members that still meet. There's still a place in San Diego that I grew up near called Klan T when I was a kid. A bunch of white supremacists saw my dad was dating a white girl. My dad's a piece of shit too, by the way. But he was dating a white girl, and they threw my grandmother's cast iron chair through the window, and I was laying right by the couch when that happened, so I had to go to the hospital. That's neither here or there. But being that what it may, with this situation, there was a lot of like counter protesters, but it wasn't like what people assume they would be like now. A lot of trying to show out for cameras and shit, counter protesters. Like that dude I got into it with at Whipple. These guys were more like, we don't want to be on camera. We just hate you monkeys and shit. Like that's what they were on, right? And they were following us around the protest. The cops were stopping us. It was like 1,000 people out there. And then it eventually got to the point to where they started saying it was an unruly assembly because somebody threw one water bottle at a cop. So then they shot this one lady in the face with a beanbag gun. They started beating people with batons. There was this girl that was walking with us. They tried to hit her with a baton. Me being at the time, I was affiliated, okay? So I was very aggressive. Dude goes to swing the baton at the girl. Me not thinking reaction, right? I grabbed the baton out of his hand. They tried to fuck me up. When I say that these cops tried to grab me, they grabbed me by my legs. The only reason why I got free, and there's a white man out there who will never know that I'm telling this story right now. It was this fat ass white dude with a big red beard. He was like, "Hey, let him the fuck go," and took these two cops by their plates because they were on top of me. I was about to go to jail. I was for sure going to go to jail. They had the zip ties ready. He grabs them by their body armors and pushes them. And I just get up and start running. I was like, "Oh, nope." Fuck it. That was like my Hodor moment from Game of Thrones. He was my Hodor. That motherfucker was Hodor. I could just got him and ran.
That's amazing.
I think we can roll into the next thing.
Oh yeah, I guess we can do that. Yeah.
It's your favorite person. Wait till you guys see it on the screen. Hold on.
No.
Oh no.
Brad probably saw me like report on this earlier. Hold on 1 second. Boop 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 boop. Here we go with the dumb shit. Hold on. Yep, there we go.
Oh god.
Go ahead and zoom that in. All right. This is what Donald Trump tweeted out, or Truth Social truthed out, about, I don't know, 4 hours ago. He said, today isn't 3 hours ago. Seven? No, it's 4 hours ago. Today, an Iranian flag cargo ship named Tuska, nearly 900 feet long and weighing almost as much as an aircraft carrier, why this mattered, I don't know. This did not matter at all. Tried to get past our naval blockade and did it. It did not go well for them. The U.S. Navy guided missile destroyer USS Spurance intercepted the Tuska in the Gulf of Oman and gave them a fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ships stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in the engine room. Right now, the U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. The Tuska is under U.S. Treasury sanctions because of their prior history of illegal activity. We have full custody of the ship and are seeing what's on board. You guys can go ahead and talk because I'm going to pull something else up in a second. I got to find the video of this. There's actual video of it now.
I mean, what did he tweet 47 times in 1 hour this morning?
Yeah.
You to disabling fire.
Here is the video.
We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
Okay, we gave the flare. Now we're getting.
And that was the shot that took out the engine room. Or the engine, the engine room. They fired 3, I believe. They said it was 2, but there was another video where they fired 3. And then apparently about an hour ago, I got preliminary reports from an Iranian news site stating that a U.S. naval ship took Iran launched drones at a U.S. Navy ship because they promised retaliation.
Okay.
So.
I mean,
this might be a dumb question. We're assuming they made contact.
No, I didn't get anything. Like, you know what? Let me see if I can find it again. Give me 2 seconds.
Sorry, Brett, I interrupted.
I wonder what we're like. What are we doing there?
Playing
Why are we
Patterson.
there? We're
Hanging out.
around the fucking strait for no goddamn reason. For no reason. And we again, I don't want to go over this. Y'all know, but we fucking had control of this. This was already a thing. And we bombed a school. Now we don't have control of it. What the fuck are we doing? That's my question. I always go back to no matter what I see on this. It's like, answer me that question, Pete Exit. You pile of shit.
Let me see. So I had to look up the name of the news agency that reported it. It was called Tasnim. And it's an Iranian-based news agency. And I believe this is the one that posted it. Nope, there was another one. Yeah, well, here's BRICS news. The official BRICS page said Iran launches drone attack towards U.S. military ships, but none of these originally said that they made contact. Iran launched drones towards U.S. warships following. Yeah, here we go. Al Jazeera is always going to come in clutch, guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we're going to slow roll into something else here in a second. All right, boom. So, it started off with this Tehran vowed response after Trump says U.S. seized their ship. And then this is why I love Al Jazeera, because you can literally just scroll down the timeline and it will, let me get it in frame. I apologize. You guys didn't say anything. You guys suck.
You literally didn't stop talking. Like, you didn't even breathe. How are we supposed to cut in and be like, hey, Triv.
Just do that, hey, Triv.
I don't think it'll work.
So yeah. Oh, also for those people who kind of tuned in a little late, we are going to be.
Chaos Coffee says press TV.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I saw that too. But I was gonna say we are going to be starting an actual official YouTube page called the EndTimes Podcast. For those who missed it, because there was only like 30 people when we first said it. It's like 70 in here now. Yeah, we got. What do we got? I think we got 63 on YouTube and 9 on Twitch. What's up, Twitch? You guys are holding strong over there with those 9 people.
We love you. We love you.
I'm gonna be quick with this, and then we can slow roll into Brad, your topics that you sent. Okay. So U.S. forces attack and seize Iranian ship Tuska near the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. Central Command has published a video showing the guided missile destroyer firing at Iranian flag cargo ship. Oh, actually, this is a longer video than what we just watched.
Motor vessel Toska. Vacate your engine room.
That's crazy. Just straight up telling them we're going to blow your engine.
Yeah.
We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
Okay, we gave the flare. Now we're getting
You know, we live in a generation where low quality video should be illegal.
I know.
But also, maybe right now they're okay with AI in terms of like making sure we know what is legal.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if it's low quality, we know true. That's true.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
That's true.
At least for the time being. Oh,
Right.
So Iran's first vice president said security of the Strait of Hormuz is not free. He said on X, that's why I love Al Jazeera, man. You can't get nothing like this anywhere. We need to work like them. The security of the Strait of Hormuz is not free. One cannot restrict Iran's oil exports while expecting free security for others. The choice is clear: either free oil market for all, or the risk of significant cost for everyone. Stability in the global fuel prices depends on, of course, it makes me want to open it up. You guys can't see it. Depends on a guaranteed of lasting end to the economic and military pressure against Iran and its allies. Let me see. Israeli army says image showing soldier smashing Jesus statue in South Lebanon is authentic. What? They previously reported a photo showing an Israeli soldier using a jackhammer to smash the head statue of a Jesus in southern Lebanon has sparked outrage. After review, the Israeli army has now confirmed that the image circulating in social media is authentic. It added that the investigation has been opened. Ooh, shit. Okay.
So a soldier from Lebanon, Lebanese.
An IDF soldier smashed a Jesus statue with a jackhammer.
I believe that 100%. That does not shock me at all.
Wait, are they saying that's the rationale behind why they bombed or attacked the naval ships?
Well,
No. I think it's just added. So what Al Jazeera does, Al Jazeera is a little different. So they update you with everything that's on the Iran war. So this has a part to play with because they invaded Lebanon. It wouldn't happy, right? So
that makes sense.
want to see.
I just want to make sure I was following that correctly. Sorry.
I want to see this picture.
Yeah.
Oh, found it. That was easy. I love the internet, man. So it's a video, actually. There's another guy who's talking about it, but I'm just going to play the video here. And here we go.
Israeli soldier took a sledgehammer to the face of Jesus Christ this morning in southern Lebanon. They've destroyed many religious sites, but this right here, the soldier...
Brother.
Why is he talking like that? Why is the music so intense?
Because but let's just fuck him for. Oh, I can't zoom into the actual video. I can only. Okay, that's stupid.
Oh, that's funny. Sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, there it is. Yep, there it is. There's the picture.
God, doesn't even look like Jesus.
I mean, he's white. That's why.
I know. Yeah.
This is crazy.
So an IDF soldier. Okay.
An IDF soldier smashed the head
being
of
a piece of shit is the story. Right?
Yep, and Israel has said it was a real image. They authenticated the image, saying yes, that is real.
Headliner Israel or IDF full of piles of shit. That's what I got. That's what I'm getting. Every single story I hear about the goddamn IDF, especially when they're in public.
If you go over there right now and burn a Star of David, you're going in the gulag. So we just need to clarify this. You neo-nationalist Christians, you idiots, you Protestants, and all you people who support Israel are fucking idiots.
Look what they're doing to your white Jesus.
Please clip that. Somebody clip that shit. Look what they're doing to your white Jesus.
I mean, really, though. I mean, look at that.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, shit. All right, Brad, let's go ahead.
Okay.
Open up. What do you want to do? You want to do this?
I didn't really come in any specific order. Well, I kind of tried to, but we can just go over. It's a lot of the stuff that happened this week, and a lot of stuff I already did reporting on, so I already know about a lot of it. But yeah, whatever. Just go from the top, I guess. I don't know.
All righty, let's start here.
So there's our buddy, and here's the thing: I know. I used to do a lot of cocaine in my day. This man does tons of cocaine. Tons. He does.
Okay.
And
Whoa,
he's
we
doing it
starting
all
off.
the fucking time.
He ripped that band-aid right off. He just straight. I used to do coke, nigga. I used to do drugs.
Lots of
Like it's the leaning in. You know.
Because I wanted people to really pay attention to this. Okay, this man is on coke all the fucking time.
Oh shit!
All the time.
In honor of Brad, I'm gonna hit the Pokemon
when I read this
ball.
article,
well, I was gonna say, I think we all would have believed you even without the self-disclosure.
Oh, okay. Well, I like to throw. I like to just throw, open up the air.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Just keep.
Well, I just know. I mean, you can hear him even. Okay, so I did a video, and it's a audio clip of him explaining why he was at the U.S. Olympic team, like in the hockey team locker room and stuff. And he's like, "We're providing security. We're providing security for the fucking team." And then in the middle of him explaining this, he's like, and he goes like that. And it's like, dude, you are doing bumps or you have drip, and you're fucking, doing that.
You live Valhalla, brother.
Okay.
Anyway, there's a lot of great.
You're gonna need to get like a big wider with the eyeball, or a bit wider.
You have to get like this. Yeah, it's really hot.
Yeah, it's the cross eye.
Dude, that's pretty good. Oh my god.
I could do my Fetty walk too.
I mean. Anyway, again, I don't think this is surprising to anybody, but it is very entertaining if you read the article, and it's sort of like just confirming everything that we probably already thought.
Would you like to read it, or you want me to read it?
Stories. You can read
yes, Rubio too.
Okay.
I'm gonna speed read it. On Friday, April 10th, as of FBI Director Cash Patel was preparing to leave work for the weekend, he struggled to log into an internal computer system. He quickly became convinced that he had been locked out, and he panicked, frantically calling aides and allies to announce that he had been fired by the White House. According to 9 people, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Yes, and he freaked out about it. Dude, the insecurity of this man is on full display right here. And
but he's also throwing a big titty tantrum like his boss does. So,
hey, Millennial Mushroom, we'll get back into Iran in a second. We were talking about it a little bit. I'll give you guys an update before we end this.
Yeah, we did a huge Iran update, and now we're getting into other things. But
according to 9 people familiar with this with his outreach, 2 of these people described his behavior as a freak out. Patel oversees whatever. We already know this. This is why I hate articles, because they always give you a background about a person we already know about.
Right.
It turned out the answer was still Patel. He had not been fired. The access problem, 2 people familiar with the matter said, appears to have been a technical error, and it was quickly resolved. It was all ultimately bullshit. One FBI official told, and then I'm not paying for this shit.
Yeah, but basically, if you actually do read the article, there's a bunch of stories about. I don't have the Atlantic either, otherwise I'd read it. But a bunch of stories about confirming what we already believed about Mr. Patel. He's a fucking frat boy. Him and Pete are frat boys. I keep saying that. That's what they are.
Gotta zoom out of this one a little bit.
Yeah.
Brad, did you know anyone who knew Hegseth from Forest Lake?
No. Do you?
Not directly, but
I know a lot of people like him though. Like he reminds me of so many people in fucking Minnesota.
Yeah,
that are like
that. Yes.
Do you want to pull this up, Brad, and just read it?
Yeah, I'll read. I can read. So this one is really hard to read, actually, just because of how graphic it is. So if you're discretion advised. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Let me just do something real quick. Hey, before you guys read that, let's just go ahead and read a huge trigger warning. That's why I zoomed it all the way the fuck out.
And the reason why I wanted to put this one up is because I don't think this gets talked about a lot, and I also don't think that the level of atrocity that fucking Israel is doing gets talked about a lot, even though it does get talked about a lot. It doesn't get talked about enough, I guess. So this article, again, is describing conditions for detainees that the IDF has gotten from Gaza. And it says, I wish for death. Sexual violence in Israeli prisons is an organized state policy. So what they're doing in this article is 100% accepted. In fact, it's encouraged by high Israeli officials. So I don't know if I want to read too much about this because it's really hard to read. And
Being that I have to read hard shit all the time, I could just do it.
okay, if you want.
Go ahead,
But
Maria. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna
This is why you're here. Go ahead.
Yes, free Palestine for sure. No, go ahead. You can read it, Triv. And do we think the specifics of it need to be read out loud?
I'm gonna leave a lot of it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave words out.
I mean, if you I don't know if you've seen this article, it's very well. People can read it. It's on the screen right now.
Okay. Sexual torture of Palestinian detainees from Gaza and Israeli prisons is an organized state policy endorsed by the highest political, military, and judicial authorities, a new report has revealed. The report, seen exclusively by Middle East Eye, is based on testimonies from Palestinian former prisoners gathered by the rights watchdog Euro-Mediterranean Human Rights Monitor. I think I'm going to skip that one. Yeah. One former detainee, a 42-year-old woman from North Gaza who was held in the notorious Sidi Timan detention center, said she was. Yeah. You know what?
I know, man. This is exactly how I read it. The first time I read it, I was like, okay. And I was trying to report on this, but I fucking can't physically do it because of how atrocious it is and how disgusting it is. And this happens all the fucking time.
But is it important for people to hear the hard words out loud?
Yes. Yeah.
So, to an extent, yes, it's definitely fair, right? Because historically, we've prioritized perpetrators' comfort versus survivors' comfort, right? And oftentimes, survivors want their story to be told, aka, so that we're like talking about the atrocities. Less if they want to hear about their
no notice. You have to stick your head in the shit in order to bloom. Meaning we can't ignore this. We can't turn away from this.
Well, this is what I'll say. If anybody wants to read this article, it is Middle East Eye, and all you have to do is type "I wish for death," and then you just type this title.
It'll pop up
on Middle East Eye.
You can type in Israeli detention or something like that, and it'll pop up.
Well, I think it brings up a good point in how they're even releasing the Epstein files right now, because the way that they're doing it with trickling a bit out at a time, these are psychological warfare tactics. They're just like someone, was it Fire Fairy Flux? They're desensitized, but they're also trying to desensitize us to not be as reactive to the atrocities. And so it's like a both and of we need to know what's happening while also not having it be so common that we hear all of these really awful things that we somehow then okay it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what it's becoming normalized. And and then, like you said, that is the tactic that they're slowly trickling out. So it does become normalized. So we don't think of it as being so horrible.
Yep, and then what happens is we see the atrocities and we all engage in what we call the bystander effect. We all think someone else is gonna come in and save us or take care of it. And predominantly in the US, it's Black people are gonna come and take care of it.
Yeah.
Because the Black community are sitting this one out as they should.
And if you look at atrocity, they've faced it over and over and over and over again, right?
This is what I could tell you. I said this in the beginning of my TikTok career, which was only a year ago. And I used to say this all the time, that the American propaganda machine worked. It worked 100%. The propaganda machine that worked on the generation of people is you pretend that nothing is wrong and nothing is wrong. So, for example, you don't want to believe in your little suburban home with your pool and 3 kids that there are people starving in the streets, and you only assume that they should just go get jobs, not that they can't find any work. See, the difference is a lot of you individual people who have been privileged and pleasured enough to live a life without having to worry about, are you going to be judged, or do you have to cut your hair to get a job, or is your name too Black to get a job? I didn't get hired from Jack in the Box by another Black man because I had a flat top. Mind you, there was a white dude in the fucking kitchen with dreads.
Dude, that is fucking crazy.
So that was the first job I ever applied to, and that was when I realized what NWA used to say all the time. It's even worse when a black cop shows out for the white one. So, you know, with all that being said, I think even right now with everything that's going on, everybody keeps saying, well, Triv, what are we going to do about this? Why you motherfuckers keep asking me? What are we going to do? I'm waiting for everybody else to be outside. I'll be outside with y'all. But when is everybody going to decide, like, fuck work? You know? And like, and you know, and then sometimes I don't say this because I could see how somebody who's going through it could take that as a place of privilege, being able to just work off of a TikTok check. I'm very transparent about that. But I also make a lot less than most motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's harder
It's
than
once
you
a month
think
for me.
doing this shit, okay? And
it's once
the
a month
amount
for
of
me,
work that this man puts in every fucking day, it blows my goddamn mind. It blows my fucking mind.
He's up at the ass crack of
He doesn't
dawn.
fucking sleep, okay? He doesn't. I live with him. He works non-stop.
Hey man,
I work a lot.
I have a facade going on TikTok.
Not even close to compared.
I have a facade on.
They're not gonna think you're as cool anymore.
Yeah, I have a facade on Recession Radio where I tell them like, "Oh, I just woke up." I be lying like fuck.
That's such bullshit. Don't believe him for 1 second when he says that. He's been working all fucking night, and he makes sure that you all hear the news. If he doesn't report on something, he feels bad about it. If it's not quick enough, it's like, dude, slow the fuck down. Anyway, I'm his roommate, and I care about his mental health.
Yeah,
So
Brad
I
kind of.
don't though. I don't. So I typically say, "Hey, Triv, why haven't we heard a story on this one yet? Where are you?"
Well, Endemic came out of the room the other day, out of nowhere. I was in the living room, and Endemic comes out of the room and goes, "I never realized how much work you do." I said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I live with you now, and I just hear you all the time making videos."
Dude, and honestly, it's funny because the amount you work has like motivated me to work more, and it's like helped me. I genuinely mean that. I don't know. It's another fucking level. That's all I have to say, and I admire you, brother. I just do. It's awesome to see. And I'm an old man now, so I guess my work ethic has gone down a little bit. But even when I was 28, it was nothing like Triv, and he is very dedicated and is a master of his craft. So I'm done talking about it. You won't hear me glaze you that much anymore.
You good?
But for real, everything I said, I mean 100%.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I just know what it's like to come from a place of having nothing. I got literally nothing. And
me too.
I think I know. I used to tell myself as a kid, like, what can I do to like leave a name for myself? Now, it sounds a little crazy. As a kid, this is what I used to say. But then I started realizing as I got older, it really wasn't a name. That's why I was on Vine. I used to do skits and try to be like funny as possible because I was so depressed when I was younger. I was like, if I can make myself laugh, somebody else is going to laugh. And then I started realizing how like very young, how deep everything is. Everything is very, you know what it is? I had a grandmother who was born in 1940. That's what it was. And I lived with her. And she used to tell me all of her stories about the civil rights movement and her granddad being a Black Panther. And mind you, this isn't my biological grandmother, everybody, but this is my grandma. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She told me stories about having to work in coal mines in Timbuktu, Pennsylvania, which doesn't exist anymore because a bunch of white people burned it to the ground. So you will never hear about it. It was an old coal mining town.
White people, man.
It was an old coal mining town where they put a lot of immigrants from the islands who were working in the coal mines because they were the only ones willing to work in the coal mines for pennies on the dollar. So I mean, having her in my ear a lot, and then just like realizing that what she faced when she was a kid is still kind of occurring now in different aspects. You know, racism isn't as direct as Trump's giving these motherfuckers new cojones.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I used to say it all the time, passive aggressive racism is more damaging than direct racism. I'd rather you be directly racist to me because then I know where you stand. So when I hit you in the face, it's not like, maybe he just didn't know. You know what I mean? Now we got a question when somebody's saying something and they're like, oh, I didn't know that was Jesus.
Malcolm X talked about that, actually, about the white liberal and the dangers of white liberalism.
Yes, he did.
And that's really what you're talking about, I think, anyway, is like the suburban fucking mom that you're talking about earlier.
Yeah. It's just, we all have to do our part to leave this planet better than we have it now, right?
Yes.
And that was always the goal. As men, I say this all the time, as men, no offense, but as men, the goal was always to like protect your family, leave a legacy, and leave the world better than you found it. And do what you can to do that. And then
How many of the articles about men raping women did we want to pull those up?
yeah,
now?
exactly. But this is my point. The ones that didn't do that shit, the ones who were actually doing what they were supposed to do, right? That was the goal. The goal was to watch your kids be amazing people, teach them to be amazing people,
Right.
strive for better, leave a name for yourself that you could be proud of. A lot of these women don't even name their kids after their dads anymore, last name wise, because men just suck. All my children, hey, not to brag, all my kids got my last name, and I ain't forced that shit. They asked, hey, do you want these kids to have your last? I was married to one, but to my ex-wife, we have 2 kids together. Then my ex-girlfriend, we have a kid together. But my ex-girlfriend straight up was like, do you want your son to have your last name? I said, what do you want to do? You feel like I'm a father? She's like, you're an amazing father. And now he has my last name.
Oh, speaking of like, by the way, like men being fucking stupid. Did you see the video of Pete Hegseth fake bench pressing 300 pounds?
Yeah.
It's like, how pathetic are you? You are the most pathetic human being in the world. Like, what the fuck is that shit? I mean, you need glorification from these fucking dudes that know they're all in on it. They all know that it's not 300 pounds. It's like, you guys are the most pathetic human beings in the fucking world. And then he could hardly do a pull-up before, but that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, I laughed pretty hard when I saw it. Anyway, we can continue, I guess.
No, you're good. Well, the next thing you shared here was the new attorney general says he isn't releasing. I remember talking about this. About
it's a little bit older, but yeah,
the acting attorney general. Yeah, he said he wasn't gonna. He wants to move focus away from the Epstein files. Or
yes, he said he released. They said they released anything that has to do with Epstein. They already released. And keep in mind that it's like 3 to 5% of the entirety of the files have been released only. And this guy used to be Trump's personal defense attorney. So what kind of like that tells you right there? I feel like again, there's been reports that his name is mentioned more times than Jesus' name in the Bible, but that's assuming that they've seen those other 95% of the files, which by the way are probably way worse than anything we've read. Way worse.
I'm telling you, they're way worse.
And they won't fucking release them.
Well, the biggest takeaway from somebody who has extensively looked into some of the Epstein file drops on and off. There is a part of the files that was released about 3.5 months ago that a lot of people don't talk about, where it talks about the reason why, and it says this in the documentation, that the reason why they will not release a part of the files is because a lot of missing kid cases are connected to the files.
That's
so a lot of those.
That's only a small.
And it's been going on since I think what I read was like 91, 92. So all those kids that were on the missing milk cartons and shit like that have some connection. Yep.
Yes, they're connected to these fucking sick fucks, and the reason that they're missing is because of them. And they don't want people to.
Well, remember when all the Congress members and House representatives were able to see the files in portions?
Yeah.
There was one House representative that nobody really reported on, and I couldn't post a video because she said a lot of hard words, which needed to be said in the clip, so I couldn't really report on it because the video was me. I don't remember her name. That's the fucked up part, because when I tried to go back, it was a random. Basically, the clip. Like? Older. I don't want to say white because she may not have been white, but I think she was white.
Did she have like a bob?
Yes, glasses.
I know who it is. Rep.
She said something about the file. They didn't want to release the part that I'm talking about in the files because they didn't want parents seeing their missing child who they believe was dead from being like kidnapped, and they know something horrible happened. But to associate these parents with their children being in the Epstein files, she says that the government or whoever is hiding that part because then they would have to open up a whole bunch of court cases.
Yeah.
Guess what? Open the fucking court cases.
It was Rep. Becca Balint, I want to say.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't remember. I couldn't say her last name.
Yeah.
That's what we're discussing. We're discussing law that'll be an inconvenience, whether or not
she wasn't saying that. She was more upset at this is the reason why they won't.
She was saying that was their like rationale in the files as to why they
should
were
be upset. That's a great valid reason to be upset.
Side note, she's so cool.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she seemed cool when she was
should
talking
get-
about it.
She should get so much more news coverage than she gets. She does phenomenal work.
I didn't even
That's
see
why she doesn't
her.
get news coverage.
I didn't see her clip on. I saw it on
Honestly,
Twitter.
yeah.
Her clip was on Twitter. It wasn't even on like Instagram or nothing. It was just the bearded
Bearded
leftist.
leftist. Why?
Yeah. Okay, answer me this question, please.
Why do you
Anybody.
want us to check out the bearded leftist?
Go ahead, Brett. While we're
Yeah,
waiting for
I was
the
going to
response.
say,
It's a little bit of a delay.
why in the fuck have we not arrested one man? Not one man has been really arrested.
Brad, why do you think?
Because it's
'Cause we-
patriarchy.
Well,
That's why.
if you
And
arrest
if we arrest
one of them, you got to
Mhm.
arrest all of them.
Correct.
And what did
Why?
it wasn't Marjorie Taylor. Was it Marjorie who said this?
What?
No, it was Pam Bondi. I think Pam Bondi or Tulsi Gabbard. One of those two women said if we were to arrest, it was Pam
Oh,
Bondi.
it was
Pam
Bondi.
Bondi.
Yeah, it was-
She
I
said
know
if we arrest everybody who's associated in the files, then we won't have an administration.
Okay.
You guys,
Perfect.
we wouldn't have a male population if we arrested every man who committed sexual assault.
Yo, the funniest tweet I saw. Speaking of
I
this,
mean, I know, I'm right there with you, Brad. And
after this next one I'm about to pull up, it was literally I
I
saw a
never
tweet.
fucking committed it.
I saw a
I
tweet.
can-
oh,
I can
that's what the
honestly
bearded
say that.
leftist did. Yeah, he did. Made a website to drop sexual assault abusers' names.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw a tweet the other day that literally said, "Fuck." It was something. Damn, my mind went everywhere because we kept talking. I lost it. It was funny though. It was a woman and she said something hilarious. Oh, so she was like, we just need another world war at this point, and don't think it's because I want people to die. It was the only time men population dropped in the millions.
No.
I was like, God damn.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, it was the only time in human history that the men's population dropped in the millions.
Go
I
go fight your feelings.
I feel like
Go get them, tigers.
it's like most violent crime has been committed by men. I think it's like 90% of all domestic violence cases. Like an outrageous number. All violence in general. War. 90% of all war.
Do you want to know, and this is something else I wanted to bring up too, and I bring this up all the time. The problem is, and I have this issue with a lot of my homeboys and shit, is a lot of men don't talk about their sexual assault situations that happened to them as kids. So when they get old, and this happens a lot with my homeboys and shit, who say, "Oh yeah, man, I did some shit with my babysitter." Like, how old are you? Or like, that's the typical. I did something with my babysitter, and like they're like, "Oh, I was 15." Okay, well, how old is your babysitter? She was 21. Sir, you're a victim. Oh, I wasn't a victim, and that right there, that response right there, leads to other issues because then you start thinking, I didn't think it was a problem when it happened to me.
Right. Yeah.
And that's not an excuse. But I
No.
think conversations
Well, it also
need to
perpetuates like toxic masculinity as well, right? Because for boys, it's glorified.
Yes.
For girls, it's we're
I actively used to tell all my
Yeah.
homeboys you're a victim, and they used to get so pissed off at me.
We're but like back in the, like if you would have told this to me when we were both teenagers, I would have been like, sweet dude, high five. You know what I mean? Like you said, it is glorified because
Maybe that was
and if this was reversed,
I
let's
won't
say
know.
it was a babysitter was 21, that was a man that did that to a woman, like it is rightfully so looked at as it is. You know what I mean? But we don't look at it like the other way because we actually give high fives. That's patriarchy. That's like good for you almost. It's like a fucking A on your report card.
Yes, lots of trigger warnings.
Yeah, there is, and then actually, since we're leading on the part of trigger warnings, the next thing that Brad sent me is a large one. It is the 62 million men.
Well, yeah.
I was about to crash out on some men on Threads because I had initially posted before verifying that it was not 62 million.
It was
men.
views. It was views.
Yes. Yep. And I just was like, it's not to say that the misinformation shouldn't have been corrected because it does need to get corrected. And it's not like that clarification makes the information any better or any less worse.
No,
like,
this
if
is
anything, this just reinforces it even more, Chad.
Yes.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yes. Thank you. I'm so happy you said that because That's the sentiment I got too. And actually, this was on Snopes or whatever. Like I typed in like, was it really 62 million men? And that was the first thing that came up. And it was like, well, no, it was misinformation. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Snopes.
I guess
the way
the
Snopes article was read was the same way that you described it. Like,
the thing.
It's like, this is a valid. It's like, I don't care.
I mean, the specification of 62 million men versus 62 million views does matter because
it does.
62 million men is a majority of the American population. That means me and Brad are thrown in that number somewhere, and that's just not
correct.
Totally.
I know that.
Yes, numbers wise, the numbers look very, very different. I'm not saying that that's not true. Right. More so, I think what I'm trying to highlight is whether it was one man or 62 million men, there's still an issue, and it's all still bad. I'm not here to qualify what's better or worse because this isn't the suffering Olympics.
Right. And this is tradition from a young age.
This is not the first time something like this has happened. I think back in 2011, there was a old group chat of, I think it was like 1,000 men that was exposed back in like 2011, 2012.
80 million in March. Keep going, sorry.
Wait, what? Views?
It was 62 in February.
Yeah, 85 million in March or something.
Yeah, but it was so there was like there was a group chat exposed that was showing men how to get over-the-counter sedative drugs and sedate women. And then there was also, this is the reason. Okay, so fun fact for people who don't know, when I was a kid, there was a thing called Backpage. I don't know if Maria looked like she doesn't even know what the fuck that is.
I'm looking up a statistic for something else. Keep talking.
No, you're good. Do you know what Backpage is?
No, should I?
I'm surprised you haven't met anybody who's come to you for therapy about Backpage. So Backpage was something when I was a child. If you guys don't know, I was born in 97. So around the 2010s, 2011s, 2012, 2013 era, there was a website called Backpage. And babe, do you know what Backpage is? Yeah, see, so it's kind of like a young generation thing. But what Backpage was a way for young people, mainly young girls, to solicit themselves on a website for people to respond and be like, hey, this is how much money I'll give you, or this is what I want to do, or I want to see you do this. It took almost 5 or 10 years to get that page officially taken down, or website. And really all you had to do was just we could do it at school websites. Like we used to find girls at our school who were on Backpage, and it was like Craigslist, but for solicitation. And there was minors all over that, people in different schools that we knew.
Oh, I get okay.
Mm-hmm. And actually Craigslist was the same thing before Backpage.
Yeah. Yep.
Or it used to be like
Craigslist. Wasn't eBay?
Craigslist, yeah.
eBay was like that for a while too. Mm-hmm. So these restrictions on a lot of these websites did not kick in for a very long time, or just essentially getting rid of them. But there was a lot of even Kick. If you guys remember Kick, before Kick streaming, it was Kick, K-I-K. It was a messaging app. There was a lot of shit going on there. Yeah. Then it went from that, it went to Xbox 360 Lives, where men were soliciting other boys to meet them at certain venues. This is this has been a consistent thing that's been going on since the start of the internet.
Yeah, Roblox now.
Yep.
Yeah, Roblox, yeah. I heard
and then even Roblox making that fucking weird ass statement saying, well, we're not going to give you the information.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. They're protecting these fucking people.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. That's why I think that they're all in the goddamn files. They're all in the fucking files. The CEOs of all these fucking corporations, all these head execs, even tech companies and video game companies, it doesn't fucking matter. They're all in them.
Somebody just brought up a good one. Chat roulette was another one. Where you used to just randomly, that was a really bad one. It got so bad on chat roulette. I remember as 16-year-olds, me and my boys used to go on there, it'd be nothing but dicks. It'd just be, you're clicking through to talk to people, dick. Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is not cool, gang. Like, and they know there's kids. They don't give a fuck.
Well,
this is what happens.
Going back to exposing the Global Rape Academy, it's not even, or there are still loopholes that make it legal to rape your wife. And I think it's 10 to 12 states in the U.S. yet.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
So these are these traditionalist
and
states.
What I will say is it happens, being a therapist, it happens all the time. The number of times I have to name very explicitly with my clients, I want to be clear, if you were asleep and this happened, this is what that means.
Right.
XYZ. And
well, military, I used to do a lot of staff duty and shit like that. It happens a lot there too.
Yep.
Actually, So in the military, it actually happens a lot on both sides.
Mhm.
It's not just men in the military.
Yes.
So, for example, there's certain rules and regulations that you're supposed to follow. Brad knows a lot about this, where you're not supposed to intermingle between certain levels of leadership. So, like
I have a story about that.
me being an E2, being 19 years old, 18 years old, you're not supposed to do anything with like a sergeant or staff sergeant for many of reasons. Hey, they don't give a fuck there. A lot of them, it's like, it's a very, if you were really to look, if somebody really did real investigative journalism, was able to get military access to a military base and got in on the ground stories from a lot of these service members, and a lot of the shit you'll see is absolutely insane. I was telling Brad the story before. I was doing staff duty one night. It was me and a lieutenant that we trained. I trained this lieutenant, and now I'm doing the staff duty with her. There was a guy outside of his car in the barracks that we were driving through, and she tried to get out of the car to go talk to him, and I had to grab her and say, "Oh, hold on now, lock the door." She's like, "What's going on?" I said, "Roll the window down." Yelled at the guy, said, "What's going on, man?" He's crying, drunk as hell, bottle of Hennessy on the back of his car, butcher knife in his fucking pocket, waiting for his girlfriend because she caught him cheating on her, or he caught her cheating on him. So he was waiting for her to get back. It was a whole situation. So this happens a lot more frequently, and this is why it's fucking me up that Pete fucking Kegsbreath is allowing these service members now to openly have pistols. Like, before, you had to get on base, lock that shit up in the arms room. You had to go get access to your. Now these motherfuckers are just gonna have access to guns.
Yep.
Between the suicide rates and the domestic violence cases between men and women, because they just beating the fuck out of each other, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and this isn't me saying anything of the sort, but a lot of people in the military who are LGBTQ were beating the fucking Mario coins out of each other when I was in the military.
I'm sure.
Same-sex relationships in the military is violent as fuck.
Mhm.
I done had to go pick up a couple people from getting their ass whooped by their girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Dog, it's pretty bad.
Domestic violence happens in every type of relationship.
It does.
Gender, relationship.
The military is not a place to go to meet your significant other that you want to meet. I promise you it's not.
Well, the military also doesn't teach you how to regulate your emotions effectively.
No.
It teaches you to just suppress them and dissociate through them so that you can be a cog in this big propaganda machine.
Also, mental health specialists on military bases are bullshit. All they're going to do is say, "All right, yep, you're depressed. Here's some pills."
Yeah.
Why do you think I don't work for the VA?
You don't.
No, I said I don't. Why do you think I don't? Yeah.
Oh, why do you think? Oh,
No.
yeah.
I actually think I would like working at the VA. Bunch of old
I met a lot of
men
great
yelling at me.
Yeah. Honestly.
So,
But
as the only woman here, Maria, what is your take on this whole story here?
What do you mean?
What is your overall opinion about just this? Just the 62 million, like this whole article?
you're not shocked?
No.
Yeah.
Do you feel like what do you think steps moving forward should be with information like this? Like, what do you, if you could imagine a world where what you say right now could go into action, what would you feel like should be done? She's like, is this a setup? Why'd you squint like that?
I'm just trying to think, like, what, what I want.
Do you feel like, because if they can report how many people view the site, that means they could view how many IP addresses clicked it. Correct?
No,
Somebody
for sure.
commented, where are the Ashley Madison hackers?
Yeah, right.
So I would assume that, me being a tech guy in college, that if they have the views, that means there's IP addresses that connected to the views.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So not
There's a
only
way to
that,
find out.
you can also view how many times that specific IP address visited a site.
Here's what I'm gonna respond to your question with. Researchers are predicting that by 2030, 45% of American women ages 25 to 44 are projected to be single.
What was it? I'm sorry, the statistic?
45%
Uh-huh.
of American women ages 25 to 44, 45% of that population chunk will be single.
Yeah. Honestly.
And so my response is, more and more women are saying that men could be even lonelier
Yeah.
than they're claiming to be within this loneliness epidemic.
I agree.
The thing to remember is that from a sociological perspective, men have set themselves up to be better partners for each other than they are to be better partners for women. No, truly, think about it.
I'm laughing. No, I got you.
Like, women's emotional intelligence is typically vastly higher than men's, and men don't hold each other accountable to increase their emotional intelligence and learn how to regulate their emotions, or learn how to use skills, healthy skills, to tolerate distress, so we're not just leaning into alcohol or drugs or dieting or exercise, right? Like things that aren't actually, that are just like a band-aid over a bullet hole, if you will.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does. That makes a lot of sense. And we do this as dudes all the time.
Like when I hang out with my friends, we look at each other. We like have conversations. Whereas a lot, like I think about my brothers and what they do with their friends. They sit next to each other, but they're facing a screen, right? Or they're watching a game or playing a video game or.
Interesting. I never really thought of it that way. That's so prevalent in a lot of men friendships.
Well, my rebuttal
Sorry,
to that.
I'll get off my soapbox now.
No.
Oh, that's awesome.
And my rebuttal to that is you're not incorrect. This is the reason why I say all the time that I can't kick it with too many dudes, bro. After a while, I'm like, all right, nigga, what do we
see? Triv and I are very similar in that regard. Which we're friends, you know. Obviously, we hang out with each other, but like, yeah.
You guys both call me after this. I fucking hate it. I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. I
No,
know.
Triv, it's funny because Triv is like, I don't know, like I've had to sever a lot of relationships in my personal life just because of the work I'm doing. And in fact, yesterday on my Facebook, somebody called me FAGGOT just because I do the work. I report on things, and I'm more leaning to the left, I guess, if you want to classify it as something. But even doing that is like being a hey.
Everybody keeps asking me in my DMs and shit, where's my girlfriend? She's here.
She's right there.
Girlfriend.
But I was getting to like.
I love that.
What
I don't get to see
totally
that.
lost my train of thought.
It's like the TikTok.
Sorry, Brad. Sorry.
That's okay. I was kind of going on that, but no, I was just saying. Most of my close relationships, close personal friendships, are with women in my life, and I adore women from a perspective that they can give me insight that I don't know, or I don't necessarily think I would know, just me being a dude, and wisdom that I won't know just from me being a dude. And why wouldn't I want to value that as a man? Like a lot of people, like a lot of these dudes, these incel, whatever the fuck, they hate women. They don't want to have anything to do with
Listen, for example, and Sasha knows this, whenever I've approached a girl and asked her for her number ever in my life, it's always been, hey, you're really pretty, what's your name? Can I get your number? Oh, no, I'm not interested. Cool. Deuces. I'd be quick with it. All right, it was nice meeting you, gangster. Like, it's never that deep, man. Just leave them alone. It's never that serious.
I know, and I feel like...
Shag's on.
Huh?
Shag's on.
Oh, what's up, Shag? Oh. Damn. What's up, Shag? Shag just came up real. Not Shag is a bad word. What's up, Paula Titties? Hey, by the way, she calls herself that.
That's right.
So, everybody's like, Trev.
No, I don't know. Throughout my life, I've had more women as friends, just because of all the things that you talk about. I do have a lot of dude friends that are awesome. I love them very much.
Think about how much pressure that puts on your partners. If you don't have friends that you're gonna have deeper conversations with, right? It then, for a lot of heterosexual relationships, it means that oftentimes the guy, the only person that they're having deep conversations with or emotionally intelligent conversations with is their partner.
Yeah, and that becomes their only channel. And
which is the reason why I like surrounding myself with men who can have deep conversations, because I don't. Sasha, do I ever talk politics with you? Yeah, she knows. I don't even do that. Like we have some conversations. She'll ask me what's going on, but that's not like what I do here versus what we talk about is completely different, because this is like deep shit, right? We do talk about it, but she just watches my videos. So like, does she really need to ask me about it? You know? So we, for example, like me doing this
So
shit.
you could ask her what her thoughts are on it.
She does. She gives me her opinions.
Okay. I just meant like if she watches yours, she knows what you think about it,
Mhm.
but do you know what she thinks about it?
That's true.
That's a hard
Sasha, you like Trump?
She's like, I fucking love him.
Dog, she'd have to get out of this house right now. Pack all that shit up to get out. But yeah, no, I did get an update notification. So Iran condemns the U.S. seizure of the Iranian flag cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz as an act of armed piracy and vows to retaliate. So they've already vowed the retaliation and they already kind of did it, but it looks like, yeah, there's more intensive about it now for those people who are asking about an Iran update. As we've been reporting, U.S. forces have seized the Iranian flagship in the Strait of Hormuz, testing the shaky ceasefire between the two countries. Here's what we know about the vessel, which is named Tauska, I think is what he said in the video. We already know all this. But yeah, so Iran's insisting on U.S. lifting its blockade before a second round of talks. So I don't know if you guys, I forgot to say that earlier too. Iran did refuse. Oh shit, I'm on the article. You guys can't see it. Iran did refuse the second round of talks with the United States, and they're already on the way to Islamabad again now for the talks that Iran's saying that are just not going to show up to.
The Pakistan ones that Trump keeps bragging about, that he says this is rinse and repeat from him. He fucking just did this. We just already went through this. It's like, what the fuck were you even doing? I can't stand this fucking guy. Why is he president?
Of course, they're not gonna want to try to negotiate with them.
No.
It's
so stupid. Like, I don't even know. Why even fucking put shit on True Social?
Yeah, here you go. Looks like, and we got another update just popped up, but it says, but Iranian sources told Al Jazeera that Iran will not be taking part of any talks because it believes it is being deceived by the U.S. and that the two countries are actually on the verge of another escalation. Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has assured Iranian President Mossad Pezi they're not even listening to the Supreme Leader. So who's the Supreme Leader right now? Who is?
Do we even know that? I don't.
Isn't the son's dead now? Right? I hate to say it so heartless, but they killed
died.
him already. Yeah,
yes,
right?
they definitely did.
Who? I'm about to look it up. What is going on?
But I was trying. Well, actually, I'll let you look that up first.
No, you're good. You can keep talking.
Well, I was going to talk. I was kind of going to shift gears. I don't want to do that yet.
It's Mojtabi Kamani is the Supreme Leader of Iran. He succeeded his father. Oh, it's the son.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
It's still this. Oh, that was as of March. Yeah, it's still him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's not dead though. I thought
he was dead. I
thought he was too, but
didn't he get injured like kind of recently?
I think he's in a coma.
So he dead.
That's what I thought he wasn't. Brother, if he is, God's grace is for the entire planet. That dude's gonna wake up if he is in a coma and not give a fuck. They killed his family, his dad, his daughter.
It's scorched earth.
Brother, he don't. To be honest with you, the fact that they're even talking about having peace talks with the United States is crazy. I thought they were going to go out with we're all going to die at this point. Fuck it. What is it? Fuck it. We both die. There's a video of a dude who says, imagine you walking up to or he said, it was a video. He's like, what if you want to fight me? He's like, because I'm going to go out with a bang. I'm fighting for my life. Let's meet up at a police station. Let's die. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, I saw that actually.
That's real shit, though.
Yeah.
That's some. If you want to talk about men being men, that's some man shit. Just fuck it, let's die.
like
you're more inclined to get two women who may talk it out. You know, like there may be a moment of, hey, hold on a second.
Oh, then kill everything. Yeah, I think that's probably.
Let's rationally think for a second if this is something we should do. Men,
men don't rationally.
Yeah, let's fuck it, let's die. Like.
Yeah, there is no rationale. It's gone.
Why do you think we've gotten to this point?
Because fuck it, let's die. That's why.
Yeah, because men are like let's risk it all. Let's fuck around and see what happens.
I think this goes to I write about this sort of a man's need to become. And it's sort of a man's need to, they have this image of themselves in their head that they need to strive for, even though their actions might not reflect the set image in their head. But this image in their head is their epitome of manhood.
What's up, everybody from Twitch? Thank you, Shaq, for bringing people over here. That's what's up.
Oh, thank you.
For everybody who doesn't know me, I'm breaking fuck the news. This is Brad. This is Maria. This is our local therapist, and this is Brad.
I'm not local. I'm in Minnesota.
You're local in our souls. We are. This is a start of our podcast that we're going to start doing every Sunday called the EndTimes. Just saying it again for people who missed it. We've just been going over a lot of topics. We've been talking about we've talked about a lot. If you've missed it, we talked about the 62 million views. We've talked about currently doing some Iran updates. We talked about
drunken Cash Patel.
See you in Valhalla, brother.
Yeah, a lot of different things. And actually, we can continue if you want.
Yeah, so there was a link that I was going to tell you I was going to skip because it's from 2023.
Okay.
But it's just because of just how old it was. It's the
It's old.
It's the elderly
That's from 2023. I just saw that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the date on the link. It says 2023-06-29.
Well, that video is recent, I believe. I could be wrong.
That's a recent story.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it says updated June 29, 2023 at 6 p.m.
Weird. And then I don't know. Maybe it's just I just fucked it up and put it in the wrong.
It may be, whenever there's a court case or something that comes up after a while, they usually start bringing up old articles of stuff.
Maybe.
This is an Al Jazeera update real quick, and then we're going to go back into the links, Brad. It says the U.S. military says that before Sunday's incident, it had turned back some 25 Iranian flag vessels trying to either leave or trying to dock in the Iranian port as part of the blockade. The U.S. said that according to the crew and guided missile destroyer USS Sprunitz, the crew, we already know this, after 6 hours, according to the CENTCOM, the U.S. forces gave a verbal warning to the crew of Tasoka vessel to evacuate the engine room, after which the Sprunitz crew then fired the engine room, disabling the ship, allowing U.S. Marines to board the vessel and take custody of it. One thing that has not been noted is the official comments from the CENTCOM is whether anybody on board the Tuska vessel or anyone from the U.S. military was injured during this incident. In any case, it is certainly an escalation of the U.S. enforcement of its blockade on shipping traffic in and out of Iran. So, I wanted to give you guys that little quick update because I'm sure somebody was going to ask.
Here, I found an updated one for the...
Did you?
Yeah.
For what?
I just put in the wrong article. My bad.
Oh, you did? What? Are you putting it in the Google?
Maria.
I love Maria's cats trying to take their place in her video because there's a huge event coming our way. Just saying, all the media is missing dead scientists. Yeah, that's actually something we didn't talk about. Is all the dead scientists.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about my cats. The more important topic.
We can talk about cats too.
Your cats are the scientists reincarnated.
Oh wow, guys! Look at us.
Taking care of them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scientist story is crazy, and I honestly didn't even look that much into it, but I just saw right before this actually.
Did you post the link yet, Maria?
No, because you won't give me editor.
Everybody has access. I just did it earlier.
No.
Refresh it.
You refresh it.
You're lying.
I'll refresh you.
I'm lying. Yes, I'm actively trying to make.
I had notifications and it told me to give you guys access.
It still says request edit access.
What the fuck?
Well,
there you go. I texted it to you instead.
Jesus.
But I'm working smarter, not harder.
Hold on.
So the story that Trev's going to pull up is in Ohio. Nursing homes have been nursing homes whose residents' insurance coverage lapses or cuts out. They've been dropping off at homeless shelters.
Yes. This is the article. Sorry, I totally screwed that up.
There we go.
This is from
Did you? Oh, are you giving it by?
Oh, I just was going off the cuff of what I remembered, but
I thought okay. The story was originally published by Signal Statewide. The scene was concerning enough to prompt the Columbus homeless shelter staff to call the fire department. A woman using a walker had shown up incontinent and carrying a large bag of medication. She was a diabetic managing a tibia fracture and alcohol-related dementia, and she was dumped at a shelter, according to the federal inspectors. The staff member said resident 83 was unclear of what was going on, scared, and not sure who dropped her off there. Inspectors for the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services, which funds most nursing home care in the U.S., wrote after an August 3rd, 2023 inspection, the incident was what industry experts described as a rare but increasingly common instance of nursing home in Ohio transferring its patients, who are often older, poor, and medically fragile, to a homeless shelter. CMS has faulted Eastland and 6 others in the past few years related to efforts to discharge patients to homeless shelters, most of which were ultimately carried out. The woman had been caught drinking a beer at her residence in Eastland Rehabilitation Nursing Center in Columbus, prompting an involuntary discharge. Staff tried to get her into a rehabilitation for substance use, but no beds were immediately available. Eastland staff never called the county psychiatric bed board to find a spot for the woman, according to the inspectors. Instead, they took her to the shelter. There are about 100 people sat ahead of her on the waiting list. The shelter at first declined to admit the woman, leaving her outside in the late summer heat. Staff eventually relented, letting her sit in the lobby with a glass of cold water while they summoned a city rapid response team, including the fire department and a social worker. Neither Eastland nor the CMS inspectors could locate the woman by the time the report was published. In addition, the events of what occurred at the Addiction Recovery Center, or why the resident 83 ended up at the homeless shelter, could not be determined, as the facility was unable to provide any additional information regarding resident 83. The inspection report states the administrator at Eastland declined to return phone calls about the inspection. Facility staff declined to provide contact information for Garden Healthcare, the corporate owner of the nursing home, which operates 5 other facilities, according to CMS data. It doesn't publish any contact information online. The inspection report did not name the woman or the shelter. Most of the patients in the situations are older, homeless, unemployed, and lack support networks of family or friends that might be checking in on them. According to Chip Wilkins, who leads the City of Dayton's long-term care ombudsman's program, which acts as a legal advocate for the term care patients, we are starting to deal with it more and more. So we're not going to keep. It's a long article, but yeah. I didn't know anything about this. I haven't built any response.
It shows what we do to vulnerable folks. This is how we take care of them. And by the way, we spend $8 trillion or no, $4 trillion. What is it? Every year, depending on $1 trillion.
They dump them on the street.
I know. Yes. How much money do we spend for the Pentagon? Billions of dollars for the fucking Pentagon every fucking year, and we dump elderly folks on the street at the shelter.
And actually, to take it again a step further, the Pentagon has failed every audit it's had for the past
8 years or 10 years, I think. It was.
Longer than that.
Yeah.
Because
2004.
Think about it. 9/11, weren't they trying to cover the attempts to do an audit on the Pentagon?
Yes.
So, I'm saying, all the way back then.
It's a regular occurrence that they fail audits on the Pentagon, and it's by trillions of dollars. I think they're unaccounted. There's $4.4 trillion unaccounted.
Mm-hmm. But the irony that they're targeting Minnesota for our fraud.
I know. What the fuck is
that? They should actually be looking at Ohio, because I bet you those nursing homes are still pocketing the money as if those residents. Yeah, Titanic was as well. Yeah.
I am just. Ugh.
Well, yeah. This is the reason why the whole system needs to crumble down and burn. Hey, so
I'm ready to start lighting shit on fire, like these.
Yes.
So I'm going to give this a full. I got to find the right screen. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to be small for a second. I think this is something that we. Hey, also fuck Fox, but they actually have been covering this into the full extent.
Hey, they gave our Pete Hegseth a job. We owe them everything.
And fired him.
So we should probably boycott.
But let's just watch this. I think it's better than us explaining it to hear what has to be said about these scientists.
calling for answers after 11 American scientists with ties to nuclear and space research have been either reported missing or confirmed dead in a series of incidents some are calling mysterious. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt saying, quote, the White House is actively working with all relevant agencies and the FBI to holistically review all of the cases together and identify any potential commonalities that may exist. Here to discuss, retired FBI supervisory special agent and Fox News contributor James Galliano. James, good morning.
This dude's face pisses me off.
Morning. So great to have you here because you've now got the FBI looking into this. 11 deaths or missing persons cases, all tied in this field of research, highly classified at both NASA's Jet Propulsion Labs or at Los Alamos. As a guy that worked for the FBI, do you begin to see a pattern here, or is this just all coincidence?
Yeah, Griff, great question. And obviously that's being sorted out. The fact that the president went on the record and said we should have an answer here in a week or so indicates to me, and when you add to the fact that the FBI issued a terse no comment, that there is an investigation going on behind the scenes, and it makes sense. And why is that? Well, look, we do have these links here. And if I was the FBI director right now, and I'm sure Director Patel is doing this, I am going after what's called link analysis. I'm looking at relationships between people, organizations, and digital objects like cell phones and social media, things like that. We now have 11, and there could be more coming forth. And what ties them together? Well, they either worked at NASA, they worked at Los Alamos, they were working on anti-gravity, AI-generated work, they were doing things in the aerospace engineering and nuclear physicist realms. These were literal 10-pound brains. Griff, they're programming the...
Hey, shout out to him. That's a very big compliment. I've never heard that. These are literal 10-pound brains. That motherfucker just called us all stupid. Damn, my brain probably weighs 3.
Space shuttle for fun. They're splitting atoms in their spare time. There definitely appears to be a link here, and I guarantee you the FBI and law enforcement is looking into it now.
And you know, James, you're seeing some congressional interest in over.
So what he's saying is we're never going to get answers. They're probably going to label every one of these murders and disappearances as random occurrences.
Oversight, Congressman Eric Burleson wants an investigation. Watch this.
This is not normal. These are some.
Whoa. You're going to sit here in my face and tell me this is a human?
No.
Eric Burleson. Well, he's a Republican congressman, so he's probably not.
Brother, he looks like my precious.
Gollum.
Mees wants the rings.
Some of the most advanced scientists, researchers in our nation, some of the most important people for our nation's national security efforts, and they all just mysteriously disappeared. This is too coincidental, and so we have to be investigating this.
And Eric Burleson.
See, look, they cut him off too. They ain't want to hear that shit.
The congressman there, James, on Fox and Friends was saying that one of the individuals they reached out to and haven't heard from, never heard back.
That's a scroll. You know what? I'm pinning that one. I like that comment. If you're a nerd, you understand it. If you don't, you're not nerdy enough.
A scroll?
A scroll from Marvel. Hold on, I'm trying to fucking find the comment. Hold on.
I'm not a Marvel nerd, man. You are? You're the Marvel nerd?
Yep, there we go. Pin that one.
From was this Air Force General William McCaslin, who apparently has a nexus to having overseen the connection between NASA's Jet Propulsion Labs and Los Alamos. He went missing, walks out of the house, no cell phone, no prescription glasses, hasn't been seen since.
Bro, our luck, they're getting kidnapped by some foreign government to build. They're doing our luck. They're doing what we did the German scientists when we needed fucking weapons. But, you know, that's the conversation for another time.
Or more relevant and more current with the times. It's like what Gerald did, the dolphin, in kidnapping that guy to build the underwater city.
I don't believe that. I can't be real. It sounded like that dude. Do you know about that, Brad?
No, I don't.
All right, hold on.
I don't know if I do want to know, but
Nah. I need to make us bigger, dog. You got to hear this bullshit.
Oh my god.
Nah, man, you got to hear this shit. You're
Really?
gonna be as really. Hell yeah.
Why don't you fill him in? I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Okay. You want to? All right. So look. So apparently there was a guy who made videos saying that he was kidnapped by a population of dolphins who then allowed him to be able to breathe underwater, and they made him work as a slave building them houses at the bottom of the ocean, and they did something to him that made him breathe, and then they brought him back. You think I'm hold on.
Like people,
Brother, I'm not playing. Hold on. You think it's not a fucking joke.
I know, that's why it's so funny.
Pull that clip up right now.
Hold on, man.
Oh, it was Harold, not Gerald. Yeah, it was Harold.
Oh, Harold.
I think. Hold on. Let me see.
How long was he down there with the Dolphins?
Brother, I think he said weeks.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
He had water in his lungs and sunburn. So I guess that means it's true, right? I'm kidding. He's down there for a day.
The Florida sun had barely started rising over the water when a driver crossing the Sanibel Causeway noticed something unusual. A man stood barefoot on the shoulder of the road. He was soaking wet, badly sunburned, and completely focused on drawing strange shapes in the sand. At first glance, it looked like random lines. They were blueprints, detailed blueprints, for what appeared to be an underwater city. Deputies from the Lee County Sheriff's Office arrived shortly after the call came in. The man identified himself as 33 years old, Ricky James Hollowell. He wore only swim trunks, looked exhausted, and claimed he had been missing for 3 days. But the explanation he gave officers turned a routine welfare check into one of the most bizarre stories deputies had ever heard. According to Hollowell, he hadn't simply gotten lost in the ocean. He said he had been kidnapped by dolphins. Yes, dolphins. Hollowell told deputies he had been swimming off Fort Myers Beach when a pod of dolphins approached him in the water. At first, he thought it was an incredible wildlife encounter. Dolphins are known to swim near people in Florida waters, and tourists often consider it a once-in-a-lifetime moment. But Hollowell insisted this encounter was different. He said the dolphins didn't just swim past him, they surrounded him. Then, according to his story, they escorted him away from shore. He claimed they guided him nearly 40 feet below the surface to a hidden construction site on the ocean floor. And that's where things...
Stop right there.
I can't fucking listen anymore, dude.
Nah. It gets better.
I'm a believer.
became even more unbelievable. Hollowell told deputies the Dolphins had a project underway, a construction project. He claimed they needed help designing structures and that he somehow began understanding their communication. Not spoken language, of course, but patterns of clicks and sounds that dolphins naturally use. Over time, he said, those clicks began to make sense. And the dolphin in charge had a name, Gerald. Yes, Gerald the dolphin. According to Hollowell, Gerald acted as the foreman of the operation. The Dolphins supposedly needed a layout for what he described as an underwater community.
Nah, keep going. It gets better.
Yeah, put the headphones back in, Brad.
Condos, a town square. Even layout for what he described as the Dolphins supposedly needed a layout for what he described as an underwater community. Condos, a town square. Even a recreation center. And when deputies looked at the drawings Hollowell had made in the sand, they weren't simple sketches. Officers described them as surprisingly detailed, almost like architectural planning diagrams. One deputy later joked that the drawings even appeared to include zoning sections. Which raises an obvious question. How did Hollowell survive underwater for 3 days? When officers asked him directly, his answer didn't make things any less strange. He simply said, Gerald handled that. I didn't ask questions. You don't question Gerald. Whether he meant that literally, metaphorically,
I know this
or
is
as
like
part
a
of
video of what happened. This is like this was like a real news story. Like there was a news. Nah, let me find the news station that reported.
No, but like they even like there was water in his lungs. Like,
okay, so it's true.
Well,
that motherfucker was high.
Something
Come on, he took way too many psychedelics. Fucking with
look, right.
We've given you a lot of news already. Are you in the mood for some fake news? Nope, this man did not say he was kidnapped by dolphins. This photo is being shared across social media.
Oh shit! Wait a minute! Oh shit! Was it a
breaking news?
wait! I didn't even see this.
Now it's got the attention of Lee County deputies. Gulf Coast News reporter Mohammed Abdulkawi is live at the Sanibel Causeway to get the real facts.
Come on, man. He's just doing it.
Look at how happy he looks. To be
He probably he's probably on the time.
Wait, look at the comment. Lee County is seriously like meth hillbilly
shit.
hell.
Why does he look like that?
Someone who resigned in the fresh health state, there really are some areas that are insanely unbelievable. Yeah, I believe it.
Whoa! Oh, I can't. You can't make this up. Hold on. I'm trying to do something real quick.
I'm still a believer.
Quality, and I know you are, but I mean, that makes it even funnier.
You saw what?
that Maria believes it.
I mean, the story of Atlantis had to come from somewhere.
I guess.
Maria.
What if they had a planner named Gerald?
What if Gerald
Call the shots?
is the through line?
Oh, I'm trying to pull something up real quick.
Triv, did you have something you wanted to say to me?
Look at the screen.
Those look like
Come
milk
on.
duds.
What does he look like?
A turd? Is that what you're trying to imply, or a milk
He
dud? Milk
he looks
dud.
like a milk dud.
Okay.
Okay.
I was like, that either looks.
It's
like
funny because you guys, a black person would have cracked up. You guys just don't want to laugh because it's like, is it fucked up to laugh at this?
Triv, we're at where we're at because people with our mayonnaise-colored skin laughed at jokes like you would have just said.
Brother, this motherfucker's face is 10 times smaller than the rest of his head. It's okay to laugh at this one.
Well,
You
I
can
just
laugh
laugh.
at
I
it.
think he's having a great time.
Yeah.
Check it out.
He looks happy.
Hey, you can have a great time and still look funny as hell.
Yes, that's true.
Christy, this fake report is pretty wild, and people have been talking.
This is not his real voice.
Yes, it is, man.
No, it's not.
He has a
This-
voice that's
This
They
nigga's name is
chose-
Abdul Kwawi. And you
No.
want me to say
Yes, and
It's
they
his
said,
news
you
voice.
know what? This is the person we want to share about Gerald.
yes. This is
Talking to me about it all day, and I was actually in Charlotte County, and people were talking about it up there as well. So here's what the report claims it happened. The report
Okay,
says that
his
a Lee
voice
County
is fine.
deputies responded to the Sanibel Causeway and saw a person soaking wet and blueprints in the sand. The fake report also claimed the kidnapping by the dolphins happened on Fort Myers Beach to build an underwater city. This sounds funny, but it's a perfect example of you shouldn't believe everything you see on the internet.
He doesn't mean that. No,
If you've
he
been on
doesn't
social
mean that,
media,
though.
you may have seen
mean
this
it.
viral post claiming a Florida man was kidnapped by dolphins.
I think
He doesn't mean that. We should believe this story.
yeah, I think it's not real, sweetheart.
Yeah.
And forced to build an
That's
underwater city.
That's the soft way to tell
I
you.
really want it to be real.
What did you just say?
That's the easiest way I could tell you.
By calling me sweetheart?
Mhm.
Mm-mm. I'm nobody's sweetheart. Thank you.
I didn't even hear that.
This post even shows a mugshot of a sunburned man with the words Lee County Sheriff at the bottom.
If that's real, that poor guy needs some help.
It sounds like all fiction to me. I don't know.
This Florida man's story clearly isn't real, but we wanted to know why someone would make a post like this. So we reached out to John Joyce, the CEO of CRS Technology Consultants in Fort Myers. He says posts like this are designed to grab attention and spread quickly online.
The whole intention is to create a message that is just fantastical enough to get
So
people.
we're just going down a rabbit hole of
I
what's
love
fake
that
news.
comment, by the way. Dolphin offered a 401k pension, retirement, full coverage healthcare.
So Brad, that is the story of Gerald the dolphin.
I didn't know that, man. Oh, that's so funny.
Nah,
My
the more-
my jaw hurts from smiling.
The more you know. Man, well, we
covered a lot.
We're on the cusp of 2 hours.
Yeah, we are.
So, with that being said,
How do we do, fam? Anything?
because I don't have to edit none of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Things that you liked, things that you didn't like, things that you would like us to comment on or talk about more of or less of. And if the answer is Gerald, like, yeah, We will.
I want to hear more about Gerald. I also think that.
Oh man, I wanted it to be Gerald.
No, I think us coming to the table with different stories from and then giving our the way we set it up is actually beautiful, and let's just keep doing it. I don't have any critiques really, other than Gerald.
Respectfully, I wasn't really asking you two. I was asking the chat, but.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
Okay.
good.
Ooh, okay.
You're right though. My opinion doesn't fucking matter.
Well, I will ask you two
true,
later.
No, yeah.
But I meant while we're still on with it. Baxter, the black cat is my foster cat. The white and gray one was my cat Noah, and then he has a sister named Kathy that you'll see as well.
Well,
thank you, the reporter. Yes,
I know.
Especially if he does more stories.
I want to see more of the reporter as well.
So for those who are asking, this is Bradley the Buddhist 2 on TikTok and Bradley the Buddhist on Instagram, and this is Maria Trends on TikTok.
Maria Trending.
Trending.
Name is Trenda. No, you're good.
Maria Trending on all socials, and then everybody pretty much knows me. But so what this is and what this logo is up here, for those who missed it, like I said before, this is some new thing that we're going to start called EndTimes Media /podcast. We're going to be doing this podcast every Sunday. This is going on my YouTube channel and my Twitch, but I will be streaming it to Twitch whenever we do them live. But the YouTube will be a actual YouTube channel once I get it set up.
We'll try to get this guy on the next episode too. So.
Whenever we can get the YouTube page set up and I can get it to stream on there, the podcast will be on there. All you got to do is look for the EndTimes Podcast is what it will be on YouTube. Instagram and TikTok is the EndTimes Podcast right now, but they will be eventually the EndTimes Media because we will be posting news articles, and then the Substack will also be EndTimes Media. We will be doing actual articles and stories and trying to fill out information and stuff that we think is important and imperative for you guys to know. And you guys know me breaking fuck the news. I always got some shit to talk about. So I'm sure I missed a tremendous amount of shit. Well, it's Sunday, but
we didn't talk about Eric Swalwell. We didn't talk about the Penn Bondi deposition, which didn't happen actually. And then also, I did want to mention real quick, Haitian Community Day in Springfield, Ohio is on May 17th at 2026 at the Creations Event Center. And that's at 622 West Main Street in Springfield, Ohio. They're doing all sorts of awesome things that help out the Haitian community, specifically helping out local vendors and people that live in Springfield that are originally from Haiti. So if you can make it, please go on May 17th. Thank you.
You want to say the date and a place again one more time?
May 17th at the Creations Event Center, and that is 622 West Main Street in Springfield.
There you go. So I'm typing.
We need to talk about the bunker under the ballroom.
Oh, we didn't talk about that either. Damn.
Yeah. There's a lot of news that we didn't talk about.
Yeah, there was a lot of things going on.
We also made sprinkling throughout the week, hopping on and chatting about random shit too.
We can certainly
Triv will
do that.
continue to do that, of course.
Yeah, Triv and myself, to a lesser extent, will continue to report on things that are happening.
Is that correct, you guys? Did I spell those right?
Yes, that's my TikTok, and my Instagram is just
leave the two off. Yeah, leave it. You just type in Bradley the Boots, it'll pop up.
So my TikTok was banned for talking about the Epstein files. So there's that. You can't really talk about them too much. If you do, you can't really go into detail. Otherwise, they ban your account. Found that out the hard way. So that's my TikTok, my backup. I've got 300 followers. Please follow me. Help me get it bigger.
Next Sunday, we will have a longer list of things. This was 2 hours drawn out, and this was all improv. So we will have it. This was kind of the test. Actually, we weren't going to do this live, and then last minute we just said fuck it. But like I said, also
like that better overall. Then I didn't have to be in my head and it's just done.
Yes, it actually went really smoothly.
I've said what I've said. I can't go back and change it.
You can't.
I know.
If you guys want to follow this page,
hi.
We're gonna get him on next week. He'll be on next week.
Will you tell me say hi?
This will be the page that you guys can find a lot of this information on. Eventually, we're going to lead up to a website, and hopefully, we'll have other journalists. Hopefully,
you forgot the Owen podcast.
You guys get it. I get it. Sorry.
No, you got to make it right, dude.
I do have a TikTok. I know that there are numbers behind it. I can never remember. I've never posted anything on TikTok, you guys, besides something for
Maria just observes.
I
You know what? I can just do this a lot easier for you guys. Hold on. Let me just pull this.
Maria trending 23 on TikTok, technically.
We can just make this real easy. Let me get this shit off the screen for a second.
Actually, I'll show you. I can just show
Nah, I got it. Don't worry about
you got it.
Maria.
All right. I trust you. Thank you, Triv.
You're welcome.
And by the way, Triv is a big catalyst in this whole thing. And he's kind of the reason why we're all together and doing this. So this is the last glazing you're going to get. But for real, I really mean that. And we wouldn't be here without him. So for sure.
This is an exposure for me.
There you go.
I hate that.
Yay. There you are.
There I am.
Please follow her. She's awesome. What can I say? Other than that.
What the fuck? That's weird that your shit didn't just pop up when I typed it in.
Dude, that happened to Endemic too, he said. He couldn't tag me and shit.
I bet you guys are getting shadow banned.
Oh damn, I got 100 followers today. Hell yeah. Yeah. He got banned for off-platform actions. That's right.
This is the intro. Yep. And then And then for anybody who wants to follow it on TikTok and other things, I want to let everybody know this is my first time ever doing a live like this with other people, so I did a pretty good job.
You did a phenomenal job.
I thought you killed it. That was
none of these. What the fuck? You know what? I hate that this happens. Like when a page isn't actively used,
it doesn't pop up right away.
Yeah, it does this dumbass shit. There you go.
That's the one.
This is the TikTok, and then the Instagram is the same thing. It just says EndTime because I couldn't use the S, but we're gonna change it to EndTimes Media soon. As you can see, there's already videos on here. I don't know why there's no sound. Oh.
And so I face the final curtain.
Well, his eyes and all the Lego videos.
You gotta go to the EndTimes Podcast page to see the whole thing.
Yep.
So there you go. And it is also the same name on Instagram.
Well, I think that's everything, eh?
That's everything, eh?
We are still residents of the United States, Brad. Just because we're in Minnesota does not mean we get to start using Canadian slang.
I have been using Canadian.
If you leave your moms in the hood.
Oh my god. Triv's trying to really perfect his impression of me, and he's been working on it.
They're fucking pedos, dude. Like, God, they're fucking pedos. They're fucking sick, bro.
That's pretty good, actually.
Damn it. Why are you good at that?
Hey, listen, Holmes. You can fuck with my ethnic warrior, is he?
He can go. He's got a lot of impressions. And I hear them all the time.
I do not know why America does these things. When I lived in my village, we had lions.
Do you ever watch Kevin Lang?
Who? Nah. Who's that?
Comedian
on YouTube.
Is it a black guy?
Mm-hmm.
He's African?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, he's Nigerian. He has the little fucking mohawk. Right? No? Different? No? Wrong black dude? Oh, shit. My bad. I guess we all look alike.
Stop, dude.
You said it.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
All right, guys.
All right. Thank y'all.
I'm about to end the stream. It's not going to kick us off, so we can sit here for a second. But appreciate you guys. I will add a thumbnail and everything to this video, and I will post it on my page. And then we will stream after this. Sometime this week, I will be setting up the YouTube channel for these streams just to go directly there. So if on Twitch, I'll still stream it to my Twitch. But for the YouTube purposes, I will be just doing it on specifically the YouTube just to give it more exposure. So what the fuck? That's a weird. All right, we're gonna end the stream now.
Bye.